Welcome back to Old War Stories with Uncle Jay. This one is entitled Track Sting. What does that mean? Well, that's why I'm here to tell you the story. This was going back to, I think, about 1991. I had graduated from the sixth grade at the time, and was going to be going to middle school the following year. Now, the way that middle school and high school in my town worked was they were connected buildings but still separate. In other words, the upstairs they were two separate buildings actually built 2 years apart, but the upstairs hallway had a breezeway that would connect one building to the other. So you could, in essence, go upstairs in the high school, go across, and come downstairs in the middle school, and vice versa. Or you could go out the doors there. Now the teachers would do that. We were we were told, don't ever think if you're in middle school to go into the high school, and if you're in high school, don't ever think to go into the middle school, even though these doors were unlocked and they were there. Basically, we were told that we would be carted away in such a way that we're never coming back. That's kind of the way it was put. And for the most part, nobody did. And anybody who did was generally given a slap on the wrist and was told in no uncertain terms, don't try that shit again. So, anyways, track sting at the high school, in the back of it was a track for running. And it was a quarter mile. And, in high school, you could take track as a after school activity and run on the track, and yay. Well, I had just gotten a new bike. Shouldn't say new. I had gotten a new to me bike. The old bike I had from maybe when I was in the first grade. It was an old school Huffy dirt bike. One speed, pedal backwards, and has like brakes going backward if you pedal backwards for the wheel in the back. And I used to like fucking go down the block, down the sidewalk even, back in the day at like top fucking speed and pedal backwards as hard as I could and skid the tire. The back tire on that bike was fucking bald. Every little bump on the tire, I just sliced the hell off. Just skidded off. It was, oh, that bike was great. But anyway, I had grown up and my dad had found this bike. Maybe it was a Schwinn. I don't even know. It's probably still in his shed. Anyway, it had a 3-speed planetary gear system in the back. You could pedal backwards and it would just go backwards. And the shifter just had a little thumb thing, and you had a gear 1 and a gear 2 and a gear 3, and you did not have to pedal when you shifted that, because there was a planetary gear system in the rear wheel hub. But the problem was this bike was too big for me. I was too small for the bike. And pretty much what I had to do is, let's say it's sitting there on the, the kickstand's out. So I take the kickstand off, and I'd have to lean the bike and kind of, you throw your leg over it kind of thing. And then I would have to hop up on the other foot and just get balanced at that moment and start pedaling. And because I knew how to ride a bike, I was fine on the bike. Getting off the bike, pretty much I had to come to a complete stop and just fall to the ground. But it was better than my dirt bike because A, it was all fucking worn out, and God forbid my dad would spring for a tire for it. It had taken a number of falls and spills and all kinds of stuff like that. It was scraped up pretty bad. Still rode, but, and it, not for nothing, it's probably still in my dad's shed. The way shit goes over there, probably still there. Anyway, that was that, and that was the in thing back in the day. But I had this bike, and my mother had told me about going to the track at the high school. Now I wasn't even in middle school yet. I was going to be in September, so I went there a couple times with her, and you had to go through that these chain link fences. Nowadays you can't even get in there. They like lock these things. But at the time it was just open, chain link fence and an opening. And if you just lined yourself up, you had a little play either way. But if you just lined yourself up, you could just go straight through there. Well, if you know anything about chain link fences, the top of this fence had a metal pipe, and it has those caps on there that have that thing that sticks out with a hole in it that the chain link wire kind of locks into. That's what this had, but being that it was the high school and they didn't fix anything there, the chain link fence was just rust, and that cap was missing. Just fell off, and I don't know if some kids broke it off or what. Well, it so turns out that some bees, hornets, wasps, some of them little yellow and black striped fucking things that sting, yeah, they had a hive going in that pipe. I don't know how deep it went in there, but you could just sail on through that. And I did. And sometimes one of them would chase after you. But usually, I mean, you're on your bike, so you could bike way off and, they forget where you are, and that's the end of that. But the only way back out of there was, again, to go through the gauntlet, so to speak. Well, unfortunately, one day I wasn't so lucky. I was always told that as far as the hornets and wasps and bumblebees and stuff like that go, don't bother them and they won't bother you. Can you smell the bullshit right now? Just hit the smell-o-vision. Actually, don't. Can you smell the bullshit in that statement? I have never, ever, ever had that come true. Just sit there and they won't bother you. Buzz, buzz. They're buzzing all around looking for a fucking place to sting you. Because you're in their space. Don't bother them. They won't bother you. Yeah, sure. Well, anyway, I just sailed on through, And what happened? One of them bumblebees came out and got me here. That's right. Right here. Just came out of nowhere, landed and said, I don't like this shit. Zing! And got me right there. And it only took a few seconds, and I was riding my bike home, and I said, I was crying, it hurt, and I didn't know what the fuck I was going to do with myself, and shit like that. And it was only a few blocks home, but still I had to get there, so that does take a couple minutes. So I'm riding my bike, and I remember, trying to feel, and I felt the venom sac still there. And I don't remember exactly what happened after that. I certainly had a mark there after, and it wasn't fun. And that was not the first time I've gotten stung before, and I still hate bumblebees to this day. And it wasn't just from that. It was all the other times. Don't bother them. They won't bother you. Yeah, they will. They will. So anyways, yeah, I got stung fucking right here. It was not fun. And that was really about the end of the story. It took till at least the next school year when they sprayed that and killed them off and got rid of them. They didn't fix the rusty fence or the cap there. No, no, no. Why do that? But then, like, years later, they put in, like, this other security thing where here's a fence, making the same opening, but then on this side, there's a fence there. So you have to go around that fence and out. Can't run straight in. You have to go around that other piece of fence and back out. Never understood that one either, and it made it a lot more difficult with the bike. You could still get through there, but that was that. But I used to have a blast going as fast as I could on that track. Used to go around that track, and it depends on the day. Some days I was like really into it, going really fast around there. And other days I was like, just fucking set her into third gear on cruise control and take a few leisurely laps around the track, come right off. Never even had to get off the bike, which was great, because remember, I had to fall off the bike for me to get off of it. So it was great. I'd get on at home, I'd ride all the way there, go around the track as many times as I wanted, come back off, go all the way back home, and just fall onto the lawn. And then maybe I got a little bigger and I didn't have to fall off the bike, and that was that. So that was that story of the track sting. Yeah, don't get stung by bumblebees. They're nasty little fucks. I like that sweet stuff they make, but, other than that, I don't like them at all. Definitely don't like them. So anyway, don't ride your bike at the high school track, because you might get a track sting. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Old War Stories with Uncle Jay. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.